Second option, which is the radio-based instruction using the ultra-high frequency. So most of our teachers here are NTC license holder, and we are very proud that we have a Class B, we have a Class C, and we have a Class D radio operator, and I am among of the Class D operator. But the most important here is that we use the UHF base. The only problem with UHF base is that you should have at least one Class D radio operator, and that is why we have this one. And we are still hoping that there will be more and more donors that will donate more two radios to us, two-way radio. And as of now, we are planning to build a repeater. So what is this repeater? This repeater is a device that will amplify the signal. So, but we have only 5 barangays here. With the help of the repeater, we can reach out the far-flung barangay of our municipality. So about 6 to 10 kilometers in radius, line of sight. So if our repeater will be placed at a mountainous part in this municipality, Gedunao sa Valencia, all barangays will be covered by our radio transmission. Okay? So, talking about license, it is not easy for us to get license because you have to take an examination, you have to engage in a social civic, because once you get a license for NTC, you are required to be a member of a radio league, or radio group. In a radio group, you're going to engage in any social civic, that is what we call the operation, quote unquote. So in that operation, that will help you develop the way on how you're going to use the radio. Okay? Any clarification para matubag na to? Sir?
Actually, we are still in the phase 2, no? Our phase 1 started last month of March, the 3rd quarter of our school year. But the actual planning was done 2020. But the installation of the antenna, because we are using the antenna made up of kawayan, no? Pagsugod din ako, naggamit ng antenna ng kawayan regular, no? Then we have 30 sets of pilot nga first group of students, one section. We used only 30 sets. So of 45 students, doon ay estudyante nga nagtagsa, doon ako'y usaka, radyo sa duha ka estudyante. Ito nga time. Then we thank the SMNI kay na kita nila ako ang mga posts sa YouTube o sa Facebook. They came here last April 8 to interview us, and ilang i-air ang video scope nila, ang ilang news scope sa April 13, no? April 13. And from that April 13, kada adlaw na to doon na yung tawag mo chat na ko nga, sir, mo pledge me, muhatag me radio. And then last Friday, doon ay nadugang 24 ka buok from Dubai. So mo na niya kami sa phase 2, duha na ni ka sections nga mo ang gi-pilot karon using the repeater nga inazom-azom ra sa nga repeater. So naami stakeholder from Tacloban City, the owner of FM station there. Kanya, kauban ako sa grupo po sa Chocolate Hills Amateur Radio League ning saag nga mohatag na mo og repeater with lighting arrestor. Kaya importante yun ang lighting arrestor kaya masunog mo nagmaigo sa kilat. Mohatag na mo repeater nga maka cover na almost 3/4 sa lungsod sa Valencia, no? So dito sa may Puntagoda nga hamo gayo do dito gilocate ang mga antenna or tower sa Globe o sa Smart nga to dito gibutang. Ato sa namong ibutang ang amo ang antenna soon kung moabot to ihaptan sa Geresonic. So salamat ko sa SMNI kay tungod sa SMNI daghang mga tabang nga abot-abot namo. Ang gani doon na namin na-raise nga almost 30,000 nga tabang sa ato ang mga stakeholders, sa atong mga teachers gani ni tabang po nihatag po para tanang sections, tanang grade levels doon na kaugalingang radio-based instruction. And hopefully, kada grade level doon ay tag-isa ka repeater. So, grade 7 usa ka repeater, grade 8 usa, grade 9, grade 11, senior high. So, 5 repeaters will do. Kaya para magdungan-dungan na ang klase na to sa atong radio-based instruction. So, this is very effective kay we know nga ang interaction in real time. Di na magiging nag-load ng ato ang mga bata, pagpalit o load. Ang atong ginikanan, maayo ang feedback nila kay ang ilang isulti dako kay katabang atong radio-based instruction kay di na sila maproblema in town kung magklase sa online. And ang ilang modules na doon na tayo supplement, no? Doon na tayo supplement through this radio-based instruction. Pero wag ibaon lang atong printed modules, no? Padayon siya atong gisupplementahan ang radio-based instruction. And I hope nga kini ato ang pagtapo karon with the SMNI mahimo ning productive nga makadugang patag mga equipments. Ang ato lang importante nga ang mga teachers kinahanglan yung license to use the radio. Kaya kung wala tayo license magamit sa radio, penaltihan ta. Dagko kay penalty, so dako kay ito problema. So importante ang ato ang legal na side. Once you use that radio, you must have the license from the LTC. So luckily, doon na tayo 13 teachers, doon ay Class A, Class B, Class C, Class D. And salamat ko kay, kung wala pa tayo Class B, hindi tayo magagamit sa UHF, kaya depende man na sa frequency ang class sa ito ang licenses. So, salamat sa pag-anhin ninyong tanan karon. Ako lang akong pasalamat na ihatag mo time for us to share our radio-based instruction. This is not only a modality but a unique program, no? This is a unique program and project sa atong school in order to help our learners this time of pandemic. Is there any question?
By the way, sir, I am very interested, no, on that. Actually, this is, as you mentioned, it's a unique way of delivering the lessons. So I just would like, I saw one of the learners actually using the radio plus the what is this? Plus the cell phone. So I would like to know because as of now, as the regional director, I would like that the schools, the division offices will transition from the modular printed to other modalities. These are cost effective as you mentioned. So if we can do away with modular printed if some of the students or the learners do have the gadget and all the supposedly modules will be in their gadget plus the radio base. So what will be printed are only the activity sheets and the worksheets, no longer the modules. So is it possible?
Yes, sir. It's possible, sir.
Okay, so that's good. No? So as of now, you have a population of
2,500 plus, sir.
2,500 plus, and as of now, how many of the learners do have this? What is this? This radio?
In our phase 2, we have 2 sections of 54 radios. There are students nga usa ka radio, duha ka bata, doon na sa nagtagsa. So, duha ka sections for 54.
Sections. Now, for this school, how many sections do you have?
We have 38 sections, sir.
38.
So, yes,
So
sir.
38 sections. So you have these 2 sections, and these 2 sections are what level? What grade level?
Grade 10, sir. Grade 10.
So
2
grade 10
sections.
only. Why do you choose grade 10? Sir.
That's because of the geographical location of the students, no? Because they are in the area nga kaya na to maabot sa atong antenna, sir. Because pag sugod na to, nagamit pa man tag antenna, we are not using the repeater.
Okay.
So the section is based also on the barangay where they live. So ang nga barangay, usa ka section siya, or adjacent nga barangay, duha tulo, usa ka section siya. So that is our no. So
as of now, the radio-based instruction catering 5 barangays.
yes, sir. Catering only 5 barangays above karon. But we are looking forward
So
for
that,
expansion.
the students in grade 10 are within that barangay, not scattered from the barangays within the municipality.
Because the section, sir, is based on the barangay where they live.
You have zoning.
Yes, sir, zoning.
Very good.
Oh.
That's a good idea.
That's zoning.
That you have this zoning,
Oh.
so that also in other strategies that you have, that's a good idea. No? So I commend you on that. So congratulations for that. No? So I hope that there will be more, as what you mentioned, with the help of HMI and other stakeholders, and possibly will include also this in my FB Live, so that those who can have the access, no, or able to listen. So we in fact, because of this unique way of delivering the these lessons to our learners, maybe the regional office will commit also something. So, but anyway, we'll just coordinate with your superintendent. So, in time, what help we could extend from the regional office. But rest assured, we will. So, though possibly not that much, because government, no, we will not be asking from the government funds, because we do not have that for other purposes. So possibly from the package of the office of the region. So anyway, so we will help what we can. So coordinate lang niya po ni Sir Janito. Anyway, we are here complete yun, no, from not only from the regional office, but even the division offices. We have the superintendent, Dr. Dagatan, and the 2 assistant superintendents are here also with you, or with us, no? So Dr. Radio, no, assistant superintendent Radio, and assistant superintendent Dr. Danilo Budilusaw, aside from the GOD chief, the Direk, and the GID, Ma'am Carmela, and even the Microsoft ambassadors are with us, and other the writers, the directors na pa dire, no? Sa ato ang Vtvhs. So possibly ma-plug ni nila, ma-appeal ni sila pag unyag direct nila pasugbingay gamay ba. Director nga, we have this one. That can be possible. Ingon di ba, Sir Glenn, no? That can be possible. Nasa ilang ito live. Actually, this is one way of actually bridging to the learners, the school, no? This could become a conduit, no, from the school to the learners, how we could continue education through the modalities that we are having. So again, congratulations. This Valencia Textbook School. So, mayon tatong makasuroy ta sa whole area, no? But anyway, God allows this to happen. Just this one, possibly with a purpose. Siguro, bingung nga, ayaw lang sa piece by piece. This time, no, kana lang sa. Maybe you will be coming back or another. Anyway, so we are so grateful bitaw, no, to the principal for this initiative and also the other teaching and non-teaching personnel of this school. Congratulations, and again thank you for the opportunity afforded to us to be here in this activity. Thank you very much. So that is for on behalf of the regional office of the regional director. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. So our SMNI news team will have to that.
Superintendent will have some queries.
I would like to congratulate the school administration and teachers for coming up with this particular unique program. Lalim ang pag-prepare and especially I think we did not have benchmark because we have not seen it in other places. I think this is my first time to visit RBI radio-based instruction. No? Now, my first question is, you mentioned during the presentation that this is side by side with your printing. Is this not considered as additional expense?
Some of our teachers are using the digitized modules they send to Messenger to the students. So not all teachers are using the printed modules, so we can save money for that.
There is no need for printing, but you have the digital copy.
Yes, sir. We have digital copy through the Facebook Messenger. The teacher will send the class or the modules to the students.
Definitely, because other divisions will come here to benchmark your program and that particular question that might be asked. So the savings would come from the savings from the modules that is going to be supposedly printed, but it's not anymore because of your reading sets. No? Another question is that if because this is the one unit program, how reliable is the result of the assessment and what is the form of assessment?
Oral, sir. So the form of assessment, thank you, sir. So the use of UHF is a very effective way because they can interact in real time. So teacher pwede maka-ask question direkta sa bata. So in assessment orally, that is a good basis of their assessment. So it's not a problem for using the UHF because they can interact both. The teacher feedbacking, assessment, the delivery instruction is easy and fast, and the assessment is also easy for the teacher to assess.
So based on your understanding, because it's very reliable, it is real time rather than the
Yes, sir.
pencil paper test. So the feedback is very reliable because it's oral and in real time.
But do the teachers have control? Like, for example, you have two sections, no? Pilot this time. So, the teacher, when the teacher will deliver the lessons, of course, all the learners, like let's say 45 of them in a class, will listen to the teacher. And then, how about in the interaction? So,
You just call the name, sir. You just call the name of the particular student. Di siya matawag sa tanan, kaya magtungan o pindot sa PTT, may tabo, dyan mo'y madunggan ang teacher.
So already the control is within the teacher, not the student. Because how about if 45 learners and then 20 of them do have some queries about the lesson? So if they will together call the teacher, well, I do have some queries. So what will happen to the class?
So teacher needs the orientation, the training before the answer because we have to brief the teacher before we use the radio because there are manipulations that you have to observe. Yes, sir.
For example, you are piloting grade 10. How many sections are there in grade 10? Sorry, I am just sitting down because I am having a live feed.
Sir, there are actually 9 sections for grade 10.
Yeah, so if there are 9 sections, is it possible that the whole 9 sections will have the same time slot? All of them will listen at once?
No, sir. As of now, we have 2 sections. So every sections they are assigned to a specific time and day on what particular subject they're assigned to. So as of now, since there are only 2 sections, the whole week is still the slot for the whole week is still okay. But if the whole 9 sections will be part of the RBI, we have to expand our plan on what to do.
So-
to add more units.
So it is not possible, no, so my point ba, is it possible that simultaneously the 9 sections will listen?
Pwede, sir. Basta kaya yung radio lang, naalay unit sila,
Right.
pwede sila maduhan.
So my next question in relation to that is this, considering that we are looking at efficiency, and one critical factors that I look into is you cannot operate if the teachers are not licensed. Right.
Technically speaking, sir.
So in
yes.
relation to that, sir, is since, like for example, your neighboring municipalities are Garcia Hernandez, Dimyao. So is it possible that these schools, high schools in the neighboring areas will say, can we collaborate with you and we will instead of setting up a base station, we will just provide or purchase repeaters and radio so that we can connect and further learners. Is it possible?
So, in that scenario, sir, we have to look for a place nga maabot gyud siya. So, a place, for example, for Valencia and Garcia Hernandez, we have to look for a place nga maabot sa Garcia, maabot po sa Valencia. So, one of the place nga kung natanaw is the Punta Gorda nga dito ang mga towers, which is dungaw gid ang Garcia, dungaw po ang Valencia. We can use only one repeater for that, for both
If they want to have to replicate this one, then they need to have the base, they need to have teachers to be licensed. But if they will collaborate with you, then they can just provide the repeaters and the radio sets, di ba? Of course, if you will allow them.
As of now,
collaborate, to
our
connect.
problem is the repeater. Once nga naatay repeater, so kini mga ubang problema, ato na siyang masulbad siguro. Ako lang nga maabot na mo ang mga bata, ma-reach na mo sa signal. And after that, pangitaan ito paagi, kung masulbad na ito ng mga problema ng mo crop up ng unana, kaya importante lang yun nato nga maabot na ito mga bata in order to deliver our instruction through RBI. So that is why we are looking for partners nga makatabang na mo sa mong kaning repeater, kay ang sulbad na is the repeater. In our first phase, gamit lang kami antena, nakaabot may 5 ka barangay. How much more siguro, doon namin repeater, pila kalungsod siguro yung mo maabot. Depende sa height or sa gihabugon, sa elevation sa area ng among butangan. So ang among unahon sa aron, sir, is the repeater para maabot na mo ang mga bata sa among instruction. Kung doon mo kapag problema, amo na sa pangitahal paagi. As of karon, ang among sulbaron is how can we expand our signal to the different barangays, remote barangays.
Additional question, sir. First, I have two. First is, what's the lifespan of the radio? Second is it possible also that, let's say in one locality there are 10 families or 10 students of the same grade levels, for example. Is it possible that you will just provide one radio, then connect it to the amplifier so that as if they will be listening to like that one instead of one-on-one?
Yes, sir. Pwede kayo. At least naka-save og mga units.
Yes.
Mabito na yung plano mo, sir, nga
Interaction man mo.
ang interaction lang. Pero they can still interact one at a time. Mga naikuan. Kay
If they will gather, let's say
you
for
ask
example
about
in a chapel.
sir,
Oh.
the lifespan.
That's
Actually,
one.
ang radio na ako gani, niabot na ni 2013 pa yun ako i-purchase. The only part sa radio nga imo lang i-maintain at least that every 2 years is the battery pack.
2 years?
Oh, 2 years or 3 years, depende na. Oh. And at the same time, di po ka-abusive na si Ippislit because there are limit number of seconds for you to transmit. And one of the specific device sa murag yung nakita ko nilang finance mo na unang madamage. So you should take good care of the radio, which is part of the orientation of the student.
So, kani siya nag-use lang siya og radio sa duha ka section. So how about the other sections nga wala mo gamit og radio? So modular printed radio to siya pure.
Yes.
Some of our teachers are using the digitized and the printed, and some also are having the ODL.
Anyway, how many months you've been implementing this, sir?
2 months, sir.
2 months. 2 months and you have already 2 sections. So possibly the third month you'll have your 3 and 4th section. So you have 9 sections in grade 10. Hopefully all the grade 10 sections before the end of the school year. So by start of the next school year, so all grade 10 already have all the gadgets. Maybe through the SEF also, you can have that, no? Kaya even in other municipality or cities, they are even providing the learners tablets, which is more expensive than this radio. So, tablet cost mga 8,000 sa Mandawi City. All senior high school, then grade 9 and 10 and grade 6 learners were given tablets. That cost them around mga 400 million. Yeah, and then they will be giving. Okay, so and then the learners will be using that until they will graduate. So digital modules. So through the USB port, no? So flash drive na ang ikuan, mo na ilang gamit. So less na put ang printing sa module. So in this time, anyway, it will last man ang kuan, it costs only 300. The more if you will be buying it in bulk.
Yes.
Possibly, kung 300 na, mga 200.
So karon, we're planning to present as long as amo nang plaster amo ang transmitter para among mapangayuan o tabang ato ang PTA and other stakeholders ato sir. As of karon, sa lang ni kay amo sa understudy ko na usa ka effective. Usa ka effective yun.
Okay.
So we are looking forward for the more radios nga moabot kay ma-ease ang burden nato sa mga teachers. Kaya kung tanan na in that department using portable radios and one repeater every department, pwede na sila nga makuhaan ilang trabaho.
Kaya kayo, radio na lang, kung yan labi na ang mga bata karon na namugin na sila yung mga cellphone. Pwede ra gyud nga ato na wala na yung module nga printed. And that would excite them more because no more magkita kag papel basahonon murag labi na bubaga-baga murag lahi yun kita galing mga adult, no? How much more the learners, but if they will be using something different and that would that excites them, that interests them, so much better. Labi na bago sila ha. It's a matter of mind conditioning magud ang learning, no? So once the learner's mind will be conditioned as to that, so the focus will be there. Pareha na sa games, condition nila o ganahan ani. So as if they are just playing, no? Through this handheld radio. So aside from that, maybe just an advice, once you already have you are finalizing this and you have the, as you mentioned, transmitter, maybe you can present this also to the municipality, no? During their session. I'm sure the LGU will really support you. Aside from that, there are other NGOs. So just prepare your report card and then whenever, like in the Brigada Eskwela thing, manghatag mo gay ang mga tinikanan mo sa kali, manghatag man ang mga minsan ni daghang malublak, mas mahal pa to. Nya para mas itong bata dili gali pa sila para gali
Kain.
bakit in inform solicitations lang yun. Kanila mga bigo-bigo, no? But anyway, you mentioned already that you only have an initial one, kanang partnership.
Yes, we have a partner in Tagbilaran City, the owner of.
Peter. So
Yes,
siguro you can ask help from the division office also to follow up, especially the focal person sa partnership with you. Another it might be it started here and it will be replicated in some other areas. Kay labi na ang atong mga areas diri daghan og kana daghan mangguta og mga dead spot, no? Going there, so maybe kana mga dead spot masud ra man gyapon sa radio, no? Makuan ra man. So wa sila'y signal, but
Thank you so much, sir, for that advice and that's well taken. Thank you so much. Gutom na ba mo? Kami marwa pa.
Interesting thing.
Pero mo may gutuman. So thank you so much for coming and
we have all the reasons to rejoice and shout to the whole world in one voice. For you have made our lives like this with the knowledge even time cannot erase. We're fortunate to have you in our midst, feeding us the knowledge, implanting the seeds of wisdom to power in our search for our tomorrow and the generations need. That's why we shall fly, fly Valencia high, fly up to the sky, spread your wings and soar up high. Fly, fly Valencia high, spread your wings and soar up high. Fly Valencia high. You didn't fail us, and with your help, we're so happy now and will not regret. As the VHS alumni will not forget, only God, the fame and glory that we see. This will always be our battle cry. If you don't know the reasons, I'll tell you why. Let's put Valencia high up in the sky. Inspire us and brighten up our lives. That's why we shall fly, fly Valencia high, fly up to the sky. Spread your wings and soar up high. Fly, fly Valencia high. Spread your wings and soar up high. Fly Valencia high. Fly Valencia high. Fly Valencia high. We have all the reasons to rejoice and shout to the whole world in one voice. For you have made our lives like this with the knowledge even time cannot erase. We're fortunate to have you in our us the knowledge, implanting the seeds of wisdom to power in our search for our tomorrow and the generations need. That's why we shall fly, fly Valencia high, fly up to the sky, spread your wings and soar up high. Fly, fly Valencia high, spread your wings and soar up high. Fly Valencia high. You didn't fail us, and with your help, we're so happy now and will not regret. As the VHS alumni will not forget, for we got the fame and glory that we see. This will always be our battle cry. If you don't know the reasons, I'll tell you why. Let's put Valencia high up in the sky, to inspire us and brighten up our lives. That's why we shall fly, fly Valencia high, fly up to the sky, spread your wings and soar up high.
Personal na pinuntahan ni Department of Education Region 7 Regional Director Salustiano Jimenez ang Valencia Technical-Vocational High School upang bigyang suporta ang inisyatibo sa paggamit ng radio-based instruction. Alamin ang kabuuang detalye ng balita mula kay Adrian Tagupa.
Suportado ni DepEd Region 7 Regional Director Salustiano Jimenez ang paggamit ng radio-based instruction bilang makabagong paraan ng pagtuturo ngayong panahon ng pandemya. Pinangunahan ni Regional Director Dr. Jimenez ang pagbisita sa Valencia TECHNICAL-VOCATIONAL High School kasama ang School Division Superintendent ng Bohol na si Dr. Benito Dagatan at iba pang matataas na opisyalis ng DepEd Region 7 sa Valencia TECHNICAL-VOCATIONAL High School upang personal na makita ang radio-based instruction bilang makabagong paraan ng pagtuturo.
Okay, actually, at first when I learned that there is such a thing here, no, a unique radio-based instruction, because I'd been to the different schools who also implemented radio-based instruction, and then like in Cebu, in the islands of Cebu, but the radio-based instruction that we have were the usual radio-based, no. So here in Valencia, TECHVOC school is different because they are using the handheld radio. So in the normal radio-based instruction, so there is no interaction with the learners. So they will just listen to the teachers and then maybe write something based on the instruction of the teachers. But in here, there is actual interaction between the teacher and the learner. So that made it unique. So that's why I am so amazed and excited to be here to check for myself this kind of modality, the blended modality using the digitized modules plus the radio-based instruction.
Pinapurihan naman ni Dr. Dagatan ang inisyatibong ito ng mga guro dahil sa pagsusumikap na ipatupad ito sa paaralan na naging dahilan kung bakit mas natututo ang mga bata dahil naririnig at nasasagot mismo ng mga estudyante ang kanilang guro.
Yung principal talaga ay nag-iisip, no? Nag-iisip na kung ano ang dapat gawin na mag-improve pa ang delivery of instruction, considering na yun ang challenge natin na walang face-to-face.
Imo-monitor ko kung paano ginaganap ang proseso sa unang-una sa klase, kung ito ba effective, kung kailangan ba itong i-improve. Isa rin doon ay pagbibigay ko ng technical assistance, lalong-lalo na sa principal, kung ano yung may encounter na problems with the implementation of this radio-based instruction.
Naging masaya naman si Ginoong Gabutan sa suporta at pagkilala ng DepEd Region 7 sa inisyatibong kanilang ginawa. Nilinaw naman ni Ginoong Ladaran na sinusunod nila ang protocol ng NTC bago nila in-apply ang radio-based instruction sa paaralan.
One of the most significant part of this project is an NTC license. before ka gumamit ng UHF frequency, it requires a special license. Here in Valencia TECHVOC, we have few teachers who has NTC license. We have 1 class B, we have 7 class C, and we have about 14 class D. And I belong to class D. When you're going to put up a UHF base, kailangan ng class B. And we are very lucky na meron kaming isa. Ang ginawa namin, we make use of our license because this license is very important to us.
Samantala, nagpapasalamat naman si Yunong Jonas Gabutan at Dr. Jimenez sa suporta ng SMNI News Team sa programang kanilang ginawa.
Salamat po sa SMNI Bohol dahil sa inyong patuloy na pagsuporta sa aming paaralan, sa aming ginagawa ngayon na radio-based instruction. Dahil sa inyo, maraming mga tulong na dumating sa amin. Mga donations mula sa ating mga stakeholders, maraming mga tulong mula sa ibang bansa dahil sa news na pinalabas ng SMNI News.
So thank you also for the opportunity, SMNI. Thank you for the opportunity, and as what our principal mentioned, that you help them, the school, by giving advocacies, awareness about this activity of the school, and because of that, they're able to get support from so many.
Nag-uulat ito si Adrian Tagupa, SMNI News, Bohol.